Ready, go. Tight, dude. That went in,
Good.
I think. It kind of looked like it hit the camera at least, so I'll count it
Yeah.
as a point. One extra point for Kevin. All right, what's up, everyone? We're doing a little Super Bowl special on a Wednesday. Highly unusual for the Fire Flame podcast. But, realistically, the football fatigue is kicking in now for people that are like, I don't want to hear about the Super Bowl anymore. The season is over. Let's just end it. But we were going to record our show for Sunday, and it was like, do we really want to wait a week to unpack this?
Yeah. It'll
So
be
we're, we're
news
going
by
to talk
then.
about it now.
Yeah.
Um, what did you think of this game, dude?
It was a close game.
Close
Very
game.
close.
Overtime, it makes it so exciting. I mean, also just a close game in general is exciting, especially the Super Bowl. When it's just a shutout, it's like, that's no fun for anyone.
Yeah. Overtime's pretty rare too. That
I think
it
it's
happened in
the second,
2017, which was the first
right.
time, and then now in
Was that a Patriots
2024.
game?
I don't know. I can't remember
I think
who.
it was, if I remember. Yeah, so
Oh yeah,
that
it
was a
was. Yeah,
unique,
because Tom Brady was in it. So
right.
if he was still, that was before the Buccaneers. Then yes.
Yeah, I love a close game. I love that we got a little bit extra time. Um, Man, I have a lot of thoughts. There were some interesting plays. I'm not going to talk about the Chiefs plays that as much because I felt like even though they won,
Hmm.
it was a little bit more of a boring game for them. Whereas like I felt like the 49ers had some really spectacular moments, and some sad moments.
Yeah.
But what stands out to you? Probably Dre Greenlaw, right?
Uh, I don't remember. You'll have to remind me of that. What happened with
He he tore
I
his Achilles
oh, that's
on the
sad. Yeah.
sidelines.
I remember
Yeah.
somebody got injured, but I'm not good
That
with
was such a
names.
bummer, dude. I mean, like, there's no good time to tear your Achilles for
Hmm.
being keeping it real. I mean, it could have happened mid-season, that would have sucked. It could have happened off-season, that would have sucked. But when the most people possible are watching you, and it's not even an impact, it wasn't a hit. He's just running out to go play and just
Hmm.
tore it. That was such a bummer. Definitely one of those things that could have impacted the whole game, it being so tight.
That and
I feel that
Moody's field goal kick for the extra point where he
extra point getting blocked, man. That
getting
was
blocked.
another
Yeah.
thing that was just like, geez, you hate to see it, but it's like it's one of those things where when it's a close game, you think that could have been the deciding point. It's not a good way to think because you could think, well, that would also set off a different chain of events.
Yeah.
So,
Different
but
timeline.
exactly. So there's no way to really like think about it that like realistically. But yeah, that was a bummer. The extra point blockage.
They
Um,
both kickers actually got broke records for longest kicks. Like Moody got the
yeah,
first one, and then Kansas City, what's his name? Butker
I forget.
is his name.
I
Yeah,
forget.
from the Chiefs. It was like 2 yards, 57 yards, I think. So Moody got 55 yard kick, which was like I guess a record for the Super Bowl, and then
Yeah.
same game
The pre-
they broke records. Thought that was interesting.
the added pressure of a super long record breaking kick during the Super Bowl, that's like career defining stuff. Very
Yeah.
cool. Um, I'm curious, just as a little quick thought experiment, if you played football, what position do you think you'd play? Coach. You're the coach.
Water boy,
No, you could do better than that.
mascot.
Actually, I kind of could see that. You're so lovable. I think I would have been a kicker. I've always like somehow connected with the kicker and that insane pressure,
Yeah.
solely responsible for points and stuff. Um, I
I
don't
was
know.
good at throwing a
I probably
football. Quarterback would be. I don't know if I'd want to run into people and get concussions all the time. I also
same.
don't want to be sacked. So I don't know. Mascot.
It's a safe bet. Um, I would be Christian McCaffrey. No, not really.
Mm.
But man, he had a great game. He had some really amazing plays. That guy is just so tough. There was a moment, especially when you compare it to Greenlaw getting an Achilles with no impact. Christian McCaffrey was like at one point, I think it was in the first half, he got taken down by two guys, two Chiefs, and the way his knee kind of rolled, it looked like it torqued a little bit in an odd angle, and he was on the
Mhm.
ground, and the commentators were like, "That's a bad hit," and he just popped right up. I really thought he was going to be injured.
He's a
which would have,
smaller, stocky guy too, kind of like the Lions,
yeah,
David Montgomery.
similar. Yeah, he's a powerhouse, but also the thing that's interesting is he has when he hits the gas, like there was another play, I think it was like Brock Purdy to Jennings to Christian McCaffrey, and then Christian McCaffrey ran it in
Oh, was that
at
that
full
one play where it
speed.
was really weird, where they were
It was
like
a
throwing
trick.
it? Yeah, it was just like a funny.
It was like
I
a
was like, I
lateral.
was like,
So
what is
I
that?
I think it was Juwan Jennings. He got that lateral pass, and then he almost had it intercepted, but he got it up to Christian McCaffrey, and he just hit the gas and just, oh, that was so exciting. That was probably one of the most exciting plays of the game for me, at
Yeah.
least. Are there any plays that stand out to you that like maybe on the Chiefs side, even something that you're like, wow, that was pretty spectacular stuff?
I remember the one that you just brought up. That, I mean, that was one that stood out.
Yeah.
No, I can't think of any.
I can't
But
really think of any for the Chiefs. I mean, I know they won, so obviously they were the better team, but they just didn't have any like memorable plays. I mean, Patrick Mahomes threw some bombs way downfield that I was like, that's just incredible. But
yeah,
I was all in on the 49ers. Probably
Mahomes
one of
does
the
some weird
craziest.
stuff with his mouth when like in between plays, and he does like these weird. I don't know if he's like signaling to somebody, but he's always like he's doing some weird stuff with his face and
Hmm.
his
He
hands. I
does
don't know if
kind
you
of
noticed that.
he has a little bit of nervous energy where he does the chewing on his mouth guard like Steph Curry does.
Yeah,
But I'm not sure what that's all about. It might just be a
it's
nervous
it's an
tick. It might
anxiety thing.
it could be his security blanket. He's a winner though, so whatever works. That craziest moment though of the game to me, I gotta take a sip for this, was Travis Kelsey like
Yelling at the
roughing up the
coach.
coach.
Yeah, that
Like,
was
I mean, he didn't just get in his face, he actually put his hands on him a little bit. That was wild to
that
me. I
was
mean, I've never
crazy.
quite seen something like that. And also, I mean, I was thinking, is it roid rage? What's going on with him? I mean,
He looks like he's taking steroids. I can see that.
that was some really like that was a nasty moment, dude. I mean, seriously, on the biggest stage in the world, and your pop star girlfriend is looking down on you, probably like so disappointed.
I
you
did see
know,
some funny. I saw some funny videos where he's doing his Viva Las Vegas thing. I don't know.
what do you
Did you see
mean?
this? It was like
No,
after the Super Bowl. There's all these clips where he's like Viva Las Vegas. He's like screaming it. Um,
really.
and Taylor Swift. They show Taylor Swift's face, and she kind of looks like she's like ugh, like
Oh, I saw the
cringed.
cringe moment.
Yeah,
I saw it. I saw it. It was it was like I think it might have been an X or something, but it was like the moment, the ick moment for her.
yeah.
The ick
That's what he
being the
was doing.
moment,
He was like yelling, like
right?
singing,
Yeah,
sort of singing, but not really, just yelling Viva Las Vegas.
as his profile has got like elevated higher and higher, like we learn more about who Travis Kelsey really is. He's kind of an asshole. Like
hmm
he said something that back when they were playing the Bills that I can't I can't shake it. Like this permanently ruins his reputation for me. And I thought it was going to be one of those things that Taylor Swift would probably like step in and be like, "You're going to be with me. You can't be a bully." Because he was talking about how like he's like, "I'm not scared of Buffalo Bills fans. I used to like throw beer bottles at them when I watched them play." I was like, it's like really aggressive,
Yeah.
dude. Throwing beer bottles at people and just like bragging about it, like it's like I don't know. I didn't like that. He also has some pretty like embarrassing old tweets coming out, but he was like a kid, dude. He was like 18 or 19 and he was just
Mhm.
being like fat phobic. I could give him a pass on that, but I don't know. I really don't like the way he attacked Andy Reid in the game, and I really don't like those beer bottle comments. Like
He doesn't seem
he's
like a nice guy. He's not, to me, he's
his,
not likable. I don't, maybe,
I think his brother is far more likable.
yeah, he's
Um
he's like goofy and
yeah. Did you see his outfits like showing up to the like he showed up
I
to
don't know
the
if I did.
like when he flew into the Vegas airport, he was wearing the same outfit that Zach Galifianakis wore in The Hangover.
Oh,
Um,
okay. I made,
I didn't get the reference. I was just like, that's a weird thing to wear. Like it was a shirt with like wolves howling, and he had like this like messenger bag. But then I saw the side by side. I was like, that is pretty funny. He kind of nailed it.
yeah, I think I did remember seeing something like that. But that was before the game. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, I didn't
yeah.
watch a lot of pregame stuff for before the Super Bowl.
He actually that kind of leads me to a good point. Like the tests they always say about a presidential candidate, it's like who would you rather have a beer with?
Mhm.
Like I think about that a lot with like the NFL, and I would have a beer with Jason Kelsey. I think he looks like a fun guy.
Yeah.
I would have a beer with Coach Sean McVay for the Rams. He's the same age as me, and he's a super successful guy. I'd ask him, "What's your secret?" He'd be like, "Hard work and like talent and all the things that you don't seem to have." George Kittle on the 49ers. I would definitely drink a bunch of beer with that guy. He's one of the most fun guys in the league.
Mm.
Um, he's like the long blonde hair guy.
Okay.
Uh, and Drew Lock, former Broncos
Wait, the
quarterback,
long blonde
but
hair guy are you talking about a coach or one of the players?
players. George
Okay.
Kittle, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I didn't know that what his name was. I remember seeing him in the Super Bowl and I was like, that guy looks like Joe Dirt.
he does a little bit. He's he's a fun guy. He's a nice guy, and I think he'd be a good guy to have a beer with. And Drew Lock, I gotta give him a shout out too, even though he's not on the Broncos anymore. All right, tell me some of your thoughts on the Taylor Swift Bowl because we got to go into our Taylor Swift section now.
My thoughts on Taylor Swift Bowl. Uh,
Yeah, like I mean, this is a pretty odd thing. She got into football, started dating a star player, and the team won the Super Bowl. It's like a storybook thing.
it's also a conspiracy, right? That it was
There's
rigged.
conspiracy. That's why I was
That's
leaving
what
it
you're
open.
gonna.
What do you
Okay.
just think about the whole thing? Because there's many levels to it. What do you just think overall about the Taylor Swift's involvement with the NFL?
I don't think it's a conspiracy, but I think it's funny that people made it into a conspiracy.
Everything's a conspiracy. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Um,
Um,
I don't know. She just picked a team that has won recently a lot, and
yeah, I know.
it's
It's not
like
like she didn't choose like, I don't
the
want to say
lines.
anything mean about it. I wasn't going to say anything mean about any specific team, but she chose a top-notch team.
Yeah.
Um, it was a weird moment. I mean, if you want to get conspiratorial, I don't really have a conspiracy theory here, but there was a weird moment where she was being filmed in the interview VIP box talking to Roger Goodell, who's the commissioner and the CEO of the entire NFL.
I didn't
And
see that.
it looked like they were having a heated conversation. It was very strange. She did not look happy. She looked like a mean girl. And I don't know. I can't really understand what he would possibly be talking to her about. He's a busy man. I don't know. Maybe he's just like, hey, thanks for bringing new eyes to the sport. But why is she so upset? She's like, looks like she's about to like snap in his face, be like, get out of here, Roger Goodell. Get out of here. He's crazy, dude. I
Go
don't know
on,
what that's all
kid.
about. I don't know what that was about, but overall, this is the thing that's most interesting is everyone complains about it.
Hmm.
She only had 54 seconds of screen time for a 4.5 hour broadcast.
Yeah,
That's not a big deal.
it wasn't.
People complaining about that. Megan Kelly specifically was like, I'm tired of seeing Taylor Swift. It's like,
Oh, you told me you want to talk about Megan Kelly, and I was trying to. I actually didn't know anything that she said. I heard she got upset about the Black National Anthem. I've heard some.
yeah, that's a weird one.
She
Like
does
she
that.
was
She kind of does that a lot, though. She. I don't know if you remember when she was on Fox. This is unrelated to football, but she also used to say Santa's white.
I
It's
think
like
she might be a
it's like
secret racist.
I
There's
don't even
some
know if it's that
things.
secret. She's kind of wearing
Well,
it on her sleeve
there's
sometimes.
there's no evidence of
No, you're
blatant
right.
racism,
Right.
but there is racial stuff where you're like, why does this upset you so much? She
Yeah.
did go off on a tangent about
Black
the
national
so-called
anthem.
Black National Anthem,
It was just a
which
song before the national anthem. Reba McEntire
yeah,
saying that. I mean,
geez, I thought
it's a
Reba
weird
McEntire
thing.
was terrible. I don't know if you
I no, I
cared.
I I don't like country music, so I know she
I
did
like
sing at
some.
country, but like whenever I see her, I just think of that single mom who works two jobs song that she has. A
I
single
don't know this
mom
song.
who works two jobs. You don't know what I'm talking
I,
about? It's
I
it
don't know
kind of
which one
it's
that
like
is.
it's kind of gone viral. Like I don't know, you don't have TikTok, right?
Mm-mm.
There's a bunch of parody accounts that use that song, Or they'll just put it where it's like, oh, I took the garbage out, like a woman taking the garbage out. They'll play that song in the background, make it look like she's like suffering.
Oh.
It's pretty. It's funny when people do it as a joke. You should
You
look
know,
it
I'm
up.
actually getting her song, Reba McEntire and Dolly Parton songs mixed up. Now I can't remember which one's which, like who's who.
I'll send you a link
I don't
later.
know.
It's
Okay,
yeah,
thank you.
that whenever I see her, I just think of that song now. But yeah, no, I, you're right. I wasn't a fan of.
Yeah, I didn't like it. You know what it actually felt like when I was listening to Reba? Because usually, I'll admit it, I love this country and I get weepy eyed when I listen to the national anthem a lot of times.
Mhm. You
I
felt
didn't feel it
nothing.
at all. I felt nothing, dude. I was like, dude, this isn't speaking to me. And what it was specifically is it felt like Reba McEntire was doing an impression of a singer. Like she
Mhm.
was playing like in a movie, like I'm an actor playing a singer, sing at the Super Bowl. So it was an impression of an impression in a way.
Right.
I don't know. I just didn't care for it. But you know what I did love? Post Malone. How do you feel about Post Malone?
I did listen to. I I started watching it. That was before the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he did America the Beautiful.
Yeah, that's right. No, he sang good.
I
I
thought it was beautiful. Yeah, that
You thought it
sounded
was American?
redundant. It was American too.
No, I thought he sang good.
I
Um,
thought it was great.
I can't say
I
that
just
I'm
bring
like
it
a
up.
huge fan. Like I don't really listen to a lot of
I am a
Post
huge
Malone.
fan, and the thing is, like, um, I don't care. The face tattoos and stuff don't bother me. I just think parents will never understand. I don't need to get too deep into it. You know, there was a really funny moment, dude. I looked for it online because I thought it would sort of be a trending thing. Maybe I'm the only one that thought it was funny. I think it was Jim Nance, one of the commentators,
Hmm.
comes back from the commercial break and he's like, we want to thank DJ Cascade for providing the musical entertainment during the commercial breaks. And they cut to DJ Cascade, who's just like dancing and he's not doing anything on the board, right? He's not doing anything at all.
Right.
He's just dancing and stuff. And the guy, Jim Nance, he's like, there's Cascade right now doing what he does. He was like, it was the most like kind of like passive aggressive old man, just like, what's a DJ for?
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
There was some
But
commentator that was singing in the background. I remember that at one point. I'm trying to remember if it was
I
like
wonder who
after
it
the
was.
halftime. There was somebody, it was one of the commentators singing. Like he was just singing, but he wasn't
Yeah.
singing well. He was like singing falsetto, like he like hitting a
That's funny. I need to find that. I would love it. I would love it if it was like Gene Steratore falsetto singing. Let's go to the halftime show because that was I think one that I liked more than other previous years. Like I thought it was pretty great. Um,
Mhm.
Alicia Keys was off.
Off key.
Everyone's allowed to have an off. She was off Alicia Keys. Yeah. You know what's crazy though? Historically, she won't be because YouTube edited the video, the halftime performance. They like
Oh,
did some enhanced tuning, so they cleaned it up, and now it's like perfect.
I
It's
thought all
like
that stuff was pre-recorded and stuff. The halftime
not at the
show.
Super Bowl,
That's
no, no.
okay.
But like, isn't that a little crazy that they can like just edit historical performances now?
Yeah, I guess they don't want to
I
have
don't.
all that footage like Fergie where she's singing out of key and you know what
Yeah,
I'm talking about?
I guess it's most likely it's Apple Music because it was an Apple Music
Oh yeah, there were
presentation.
a lot of ads about
I
for Apple Music.
I
That's
bet
right.
that they probably had a little bit of push and pull. So Alicia's like, hey, I don't really want this to be like my legacy
Hmm.
because her first note was off. It was pretty rough. It was also so strange the way Usher was up on her. Like I saw all these people posting. They're like, that's a married woman, Usher.
He's very sweaty. He's very
He was
sweaty.
very sweaty and he was very sexual. But I love the part with when they were skating and they had like a camera person with a camera skating. I was like, this looks cooler than like other Super Bowls I've seen where it's just like one static shot of just people on stage. It was like I felt like I was there. I felt like I was part of
Yeah.
it, Kevin.
I actually was kind of hoping somebody would fall. I know that's bad
actually,
or mean, but
actually, Usher almost did at the very, very end of it. He almost wiped out.
um,
And there was also some girl who was like one of the dancers who I guess she got like accidentally punched in the eye. She had
oh,
like a black eye because like they're all dancing.
yeah.
She's like, pop.
Hmm.
um, I really liked it though. I mean, I was wrong. John Mayer did not play the solo. So you got it bad. But that lady, her, she's so pretty and talented. I was like, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I didn't know who she
um,
was.
she's like really, she's like one of the most badass like female guitarists.
Yeah.
Like, um, and she's attractive. The Ludacris, that was fun. It's always fun to see like a little cameos in the Super Bowl. It's weird. A lot of people thought it was gonna be Justin Bieber, but I was like, he would do his own Super Bowl halftime show. He's not gonna
Okay.
come out and just be like. I think people thought that'd be as Usher discovered Justin Bieber, but
Oh, really? I
no.
didn't even know that.
Yeah, yeah. His whole career started from him. Um, yeah, I enjoyed the songs they did, the performance, everything about it. I thought it was just so much fun. Poor Alicia Keys. That was embarrassing. Like Dre Greenlaw. Um, did you have any commercials that you like kind of like made a note of that you were
Yeah,
like, that's a
the
weird one or that's a good one?
so I actually didn't think there were that many funny ones to me. The Michael Cera one, the Sarah V
CeraVe was
pre,
the only one I
that
think
was
I
the
actually
only one that
laughed at.
yeah, that's the only one I laughed out loud. I thought
That
Nick
was that
Offerman and
was
Audrey Plaza, I thought it was nice to see them, but it wasn't really funny. I mean, Nick Offerman's
yeah.
laugh was funny as he's riding that dragon.
Yeah,
But
it was a fun, tiny, like mini reunion, Parks and Rec
yeah.
reunion, but it was like I don't know. I like her, and I hate to admit it, but I do like Baja Blast. um, and her just like her delivery because it's so like Daria,
Yeah.
just like we're having a blast. I was like, okay, this kind of works for me. Um, the RFK Jr. one was super surprising, and controversial.
It was controversial.
But he had to make a public apology to all his family because it was so dependent on the
Oh,
legacy of JFK and his dad. Um, and they're like totally against him. But also it was one of those weird super PAC commercials. It's not like I'm RFK Jr. and I approve this message. It wasn't that.
yeah.
So I barely take it seriously. It's like, but at the same time, it was like kind of shocking to see it just like out of the blue. I was like, huh,
Yeah, if your last name's Kennedy, and you're
how do you
related,
not
I don't,
cash in on that?
yeah, I don't see. I thought it was a smart move.
They just say that like his views don't reflect the Kennedy family,
Right.
and Bobby and Jack would be disappointed. So he apologized, but it does just make you think about like do you know how much Super Bowl commercials cost?
A
You're like
lot.
read this before?
I don't know the exact amount.
$7 million for 30
30
seconds,
seconds. Wow.
and that got me like going down this like kind of like rabbit hole. Like, okay, so here's part of it. Like, dude, I was making a lot of food, so I had my headphones on. I'm going back and forth between the living room and stuff, and
Mm.
I'm listening to all the commercials, but I missed a lot of them. So every now and then I would hear something, I'd peek around the corner and be like, what is happening? Um, the Timu commercials
Oh
were
my
driving
gosh.
me out of my mind. There was 5 of them.
Yeah,
They spent
I was
35
actually, it got in my head. The
they spent
song.
$35 million, dude. It better be in your
I'm sorry,
head.
billionaires
Like,
don't shop at Temu. Like that was their thing. They're like shop like a billionaire or something like that. It's part of the
yeah,
song.
billionaires do drop shipping like Alibaba. That's how billionaires spend money. Um, I don't know, dude. I just couldn't believe that because I kept hearing it. And I was thinking they should write some kind of like a law that you could only buy one spot
Yeah.
because that was wild for like um 5 of those things and
There was enough
ugh.
where I was remembering the song, but now I forgot it. Temu, shop like a billionaire, something like that.
It's so crazy. I mean, I purposefully am saying it wrong. I think it's actually Temu, the way
Temu.
they were saying it in the
Oh,
commercials. But I say Temu just because I want to be like, you spent $35 million on brand awareness. I'm going to pretend like I don't know your song and I don't know how to say your company. Sort of just a little bit of an FU to Temu.
yeah.
Um, Another one that stuck out to me, the Jesus commercials. I mean, I'm
Oh
going to
yeah.
tread lightly because I don't want to I know that's people's belief systems, but those were weird, dude. Like, especially the
They
foot
had
one.
AI generated. It looked like AI generated art for the feet
Yeah,
washing. Here's something interesting. I thought like the message that they were saying. It seemed very open. Like Jesus. Like it was like Jesus loves everyone. Don't Jesus
right.
didn't hate. But I was hearing all these like controversial stuff where all these people would be like, other Christians like saying, I don't like the message that they're displaying. Like it's not.
Yeah,
I just think that the backlash from other Christians, to me, that is pretty funny or
it's
interesting.
it
Maybe not funny, but
it is yeah, it's interesting for sure. I mean, I'm not a Christian, but still, like, I mean, I get it enough to understand why that wouldn't the messaging in there is confusing.
yeah.
Also, just the fact with knowing that they purchased two of those ads, that was $14 million that could have maybe gone to
Oh yeah, I know what you
helping,
mean. Yeah.
you know? Um, but I looked into it a little deeper because I was like, who's paying for these weird us ads? By the way, I don't like that someone's like, I want to make people like aware of like Jesus and stuff. So like, what's the angle? It's like, well, us is in the word or the name Jesus, so that represents us. It's just like
Yeah.
it's so basic. And but here's this guy David Green. It's his like passion project. He owns Hobby Lobby.
Oh,
He's worth
okay.
$14 billion. So for him to spend 14 million on a Super Bowl, it's nothing.
Right.
He could just look in his couch cushions.
Oh, the connection dropped.
Range.
Oh, we're back.
Yeah, that was weird. I saw you smiling for like a long time, and I was like,
You did the same
"Does he
thing.
really? Did I? Oh, I hope it was
You're
on a
like,
good.
no,
I hope
oh,
it's a good frame."
oh, it's doing
Um,
it again. Crap. Oh,
yeah,
now we're back.
those are just odd because like also the in the AI one with the foot washing,
Didn't it look
it
like
was
AI
like
art? It did, right? I'm not
it
alone in that.
it did or it looked like filtered like crazy, but it was just
Maybe
something
that was
about it
it.
was odd. And also it's just like I think a lot of like old school Christians probably don't like the idea of gay couples washing each other's feet or a preacher washing a trans person's feet, you know?
Oh,
Things
did
in
they
there
have
it's
that
like
in there? I guess I didn't
they did have
catch
that.
that. Okay.
They had like an old what looked like kind of like a mixed race old gay couple and then that went to one where it was like a clearly like a transgendered person.
Oh,
Um it's fine.
which
Jesus
that
loves
actually seems
everyone.
that seems surprising that the Hobby Lobby guy
That's what
would
I
fund
think.
that
That's what I'm
because
saying.
he's pretty. They
His
seem like
his
they're pretty conservative with their.
right.
I wouldn't think that they're like an LGBT affirming
Yeah.
religious institution like some denominations are. I don't know.
That was just another level to it that made me question everything. But I I guess hey, he can spend his money how he wants to, right? Um I didn't make any other notes on any other commercials. Um the Biden thing, the Biden angle of this is kind of interesting because like, you know, we talked about how there's been this like tradition, not a long tradition, like a 20-year tradition of the
Like,
pre-interview with the president talking about the big game. George Bush started it. And everyone's done it. Donald Trump did not do it 1 year. 1 year he was like, I got other things to do. But Biden only did it the first time. And this time he said in that video, which is about shrinkflation,
shrinkflation.
he's like, instead of doing an interview, I'm just gonna talk about this like I don't have any control over the situation.
Mm.
I did think it was funny that he's like, you know, I love my ice cream and ice cream cartons are getting smaller. But that's not even true. That's not even true, dude. There's still pints of ice cream, and the price has gone up.
Yeah.
Um,
Shrinkflation is real though, for on definitely on a lot of products. I don't know if you've seen.
oh, it's
Yeah, maybe not on ice. Yeah.
totally real. It's I actually saw. I mean, this is a little bit off topic. We can get off topic once. No, actually, no. Let's stick to the Super Bowl special rules, just football related things. So at the end of the game, um, the the Biden administration put up this weird meme. I
Yeah, that was
don't
strange.
understand it. The thing also that's
All
weird
the
about
comments made it. They were like, "Is this a parody account?" Like, I was
right, that's
checking that. I was
that's
like,
the other
"This is
thing
weird."
because that was getting like shared a lot and retweeted and stuff, and I just didn't pay attention to it because I thought, okay, someone made some weird AI generated art of Joe Biden looking like the Terminator with the quote, um, wait, what, how did it say
Oh
it?
shoot!
We,
Hold on,
I
I could
should
pull it up.
pull
Give
it
me
up.
one
I'm
second.
sorry.
Uh,
I thought I would remember.
I had to watch a video on what it meant because I was like, "What does this mean?" And there were people that were explaining it online.
Something like
It's
we drew up we drew up the plans, something like that.
yeah, it was
Or
something about they were
I
like
think it
leaning
was
into the conspiracy that this whole thing was like rigged with Kansas
yeah, but
City winning.
they leaned into it too far.
A little, yeah.
And also I think it was something like we made the plan and we got it done, something like that. But it is a weird image of the president looking like a
Just like we drew it
Terminator,
up.
just like we drew it
Just
up.
like we drew it up.
What an odd thing to
Yeah.
say. Um, I guess maybe that is just like he's following the advice of some young person who's into the memes, saying this is probably a good thing for you if you like lean into something that's maybe a little bit negative about you. I don't know.
Yeah, it
It's
was
creepy.
strange.
It's creepy. It was kind of
It didn't seem presidential, that's for sure.
it. Did it creep you out a little bit? It's had a little bit of a creepy vibe to me, where I'm just like, this is odd.
It was
It probably
strange.
means nothing. It's probably just him not knowing who to trust.
I think somebody else is just running his Twitter. Or X.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's also it does seem like a little bit of self-sabotage though internally when you see things like that.
Hmm.
But I don't know. Any other thoughts on this, man?
Not I think we're at like 30 minutes, so I think we've discussed it.
Okay.
To close out, was there anything else you want to say or
I just want to kick a field goal here.
let's do it.
Oh, also congrats to the Chiefs. You did win and it was a great season of the NFL. I'm glad you watched some games with me, dude.
Yeah,
Let's get
I'll
a
watch the next season. I'm gonna follow
I'm
the
gonna
lines
yeah,
closely.
I'm gonna use
They're
my
gonna make
knee.
it.
I'm gonna hit the camera, dude.
All right, let's see it.
All right.